Word of the day today on the show is Dr. C.K. Narayan. Of course, you all know him very well. He's a regular on ET now. You see him every day, Monday to Friday. Hi, C.K. Good afternoon. I'm going to get straight down to it. The first viewer query that's coming in is to do with TVS Motors, where our viewer Meenal Bhandari has written in, bought 500 shares of TVS Motor at 563 bucks a piece. Should I hold or should I exit? C.K., what would you tell Meenal as far as TVS goes?
Well, I think TVS is, drawn down pretty sharply and has reached into some sort of support zones. And, the low was right into a well-defined Fibonacci retracement at about 460, 470. And it has looked up from there over the last couple of sessions to about 515. My suggestion to him would be that since it appears that the corrective pattern on the chart may be, for at least for the time being, completed, we can look for a rally towards 700 rupee levels again in the short run. So my suggestion would be for him to hold on to this stock for now and review as and when it reaches somewhere closer to 700.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the next viewer query. Preeti bought 500 shares of PC Jeweler at 131 rupees a piece. Should I hold or exit? What's your outlook as far as this stock goes, CK? It's all over the place, has lost its sheen. There are corporate governance issues at hand that we've all been reading about. What would your advice be to Preeti?
Well, I think in stocks like PC Jewelers and Infibeam and DHFL, etc., the market has been very, very severe in punishing what it considers some sort of intransigence. And looking at the way the prices are playing out in most of these names, it doesn't really seem as though the market is in any mood to forgive anything, even though there have been explanatory statements aplenty from each of the managements. But the market is just not buying into any of those, and therefore that does not bode too well for the outlook in these stocks. So my suggestion here would be to admit to being wrong in buying this stock, lick your wounds and take the loss and just be out of the stock and pursue your interest somewhere else. It's not necessary that we should get back our money from the same stock, reinvest this money somewhere else and seek to recoup the loss.
Right. The next query is coming in from Mr. Vivek. He says he's bought 1,000 shares of GHCL. He's not given the price, I think, but the query is, should I hold or I buy? Just could you give your plain view, Dr. C.K. Narayan, on his query?
Well, I think GHCL, stock has been well received in the market in the last year, and right up to, early part of this year, the stock was into a very, very firm uptrend, and it has been part of the rest of the whole market when it fell down. But what is interesting is that around 200 rupee levels, the stock has hit down into support, and this is a support which has been also defined by two previous excursions down to this 200 level, which has held. And it's quite possible, given that the market is now trying to find its feet, that this 200 rupee level would hold yet again. So my suggestion is that if he's inclined to hold it, this is certainly a hold as per the charts. If he's inclined to add some more position, then this could certainly be a price to look at, assuming that he has bought it either much lower or much higher. If he's bought it around the same level, then it doesn't make any sense to add more. But if he has bought at different levels, then he can also consider adding some more.
Right. The next query comes in on RBL Bank. It's from Manoj Pillai. He says bought 600 shares of RBL Bank. The query is, should I hold or buy?
RBL Bank certainly is a hold because it's one of the new go-to banks alongside Bandhan Bank. I think among the newer set of private type banks, I think RBL and Bandhan are both witnessing some amount of fresh entries. No doubt the stock has peeled off a little from the higher levels closer to 650 to the current prices around 500 to 520, but that is quite in keeping with the let's say the current weakness that we are seeing in the market. Prices have just retreated into the ranging area that we have seen between 480 to about 520. So perhaps that stock might consolidate in the zone a little more while the market tries to rebuild its uptrend. But the stock is to be held, and perhaps if there are further downward forays, he could even consider buying a little more.
Right, CK, now I wanted to ask you about what are the trading ideas you brought for all the ET Now viewers for Friday's trading session. Look at the kind of sell-off that we had. Do you spot any stocks that deserve or have hit a valuation that one could consider buying now?
Well, I think the market is not too clear in what it wants to do. It has good support on the downside, but at the same time seems to be limited by forays to the upside. So I think a mixed position of one long position and one short position would perhaps be more appropriate at this particular juncture. For the long side, I am picking MCX, where there was some news flow which seemed to be positive, and the market has received that well too. And at the current price around 740.45, there seems to be further room to be made in MCX towards 755, 760. So MCX could be bought with a 10-point stop loss. Select finance company stocks had rallied, but one of the stocks which failed to rally during this last couple of sessions is Mahindra Finance. For whatever reason, the stock is now continuing to show a little bit of weakness, and perhaps if market is not in too good a fettle tomorrow, then this could be one of the stocks to drop. Currently around 372.73 levels, can short this with a 5 rupee stop loss, looking for a target closer to 360.
Right, Dr. Narayan, thank you so much for taking out time for us.